how about Bristol Palin as a product of that abstinence only?
She wasn't executed.
Well, I mean, clearly it happens in, even for those, come from very rigorous, ostensibly rigorous backgrounds.
I don't know if there's any evidence that Bristol Palin actually went through an abstinence education program. I have no idea, and I'm sure we could find a couple of individuals who went through a comprehensive sex education program across the board. The fact is, it's if you think about the claims that abstinence education doesn't work, that it's basically impossible to teach kids to be abstinent, then why is the city claiming that their program does that? If it's not possible to teach abstinence, certainly the program that includes teaching kids how to live on condom can't do it either. So these programs have been shown to be effective in rigorous evaluations, and you can't claim on the one hand that comprehensive programs can teach abstinence, but that abstinence only programs can't teach abstinence.
So you said a little earlier that you thought that this current city program is a wink and a nod. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, as Chaplain Viviano was mentioning, there's a homework assignment where the kids are supposed to go down to the local drugstore or corner store and actually make a list of all the different condoms that are available, all the different brands, whether or not they're lubricated, whether or not they're reservoir, and then they're supposed to write down whether or not they feel comfortable at the store. This doesn't seem to be, to me, an activity that's going to help kids, maintain their resolve to avoid entering into sexual activity. There's another homework assignment that has them go down to a local clinic, and there's a checklist where they offer STD screening, where they offer contraception, they offer sterilization, and so on down the list. And they're supposed to write down the confidentiality policy. And of course, the confidentiality policy of the clinic will say that we can treat you without informing your parents. And I think that many parents would prefer their children having something else. And I don't see how having a kid go down to a reproductive health clinic and check off a list to see what services they offer at Planned Parenthood is going to help them avoid having sex.
And what about if they do get pregnant, or if they are in that situation? How would your program address those issues if a child faces that?
Well, the programs generally, abstinence programs have a strong focus on facilitating communication with parents, as does the city program. And so if there's one thing that we could say most of all is important, is that the parents should talk to their kids. Whatever your values are, whether you want your kids having sex or not having sex, whether you want them using contraception or not, you need to talk to your kids. The most important thing is for the parents to talk to their children. That's number one. We're just encouraging the city to allow an alternative for parents who have a different view and a different set of values, to allow them to have the support from the schools, rather than being left on their own and teaching their kids at home, but to allow them to have support from the schools with a rigorous education program, which will be effective.
And sir, concerning what you had shared in Uganda, I had spoken to a pastor, and he said that the population in Uganda was going to disappear. What they did is they had an ABC type of directive. It was abstinence first, be faithful to your partner, and then if all else you decide not to do those things, then condom. But now, instead of decimating as a country, they are flourishing, and their rate of HIV and AIDS have plummeted, and you can look those statistics up yourself. So abstinence does work.